Imagine spending years chasing one dream. Every morning begins before sunrise. Every meal is planned. Every practice is designed around one goal that only a handful of athletes in history will ever achieve. For Riku Miura and Ryuichi Kihara, that goal was to become one of the greatest pair skating teams Japan had ever produced. After years of relentless training, heartbreaking injuries, unforgettable comebacks, and historic performances, they reached the summit of the sport. Their names became synonymous with excellence, resilience, and teamwork. For many athletes, that would have been the perfect ending. Instead, it became the beginning of something completely different. Not another competition, not another Olympic cycle, not another championship. Instead, they surprised thousands of fans by appearing somewhere almost nobody expected: YouTube. At first glance, it might seem like a simple decision. Many retired athletes eventually create social media accounts or launch online channels. But when Olympic champions choose to invite fans into their everyday lives, the decision often represents something much deeper than simply uploading videos. Today, we're taking a closer look at why Riku Miura and Ryuichi Kihara's move to YouTube matters, what it says about the changing relationship between athletes and fans, and why this new chapter could become every bit as meaningful as their competitive career. For years, Rikuryu's lives followed a routine familiar to elite athletes, but difficult for most people to imagine. Training sessions stretched for hours every day. Travel became a normal part of life. Competitions determined the rhythm of every season. Every decision, from recovery to nutrition to scheduling, was connected to performance on the ice. During those years, fans mostly saw polished performances, beautiful costumes, perfect choreography, smiles during medal ceremonies. But what audiences rarely witnessed were the ordinary moments in between. The conversations after practice, the small celebrations following successful training sessions, the quiet days spent recovering from injuries, the laughter that helped balance the pressure of international competition. Those moments were always there. They simply existed outside the cameras. That's one reason a YouTube channel feels so different. Instead of showing only the finished performance, it allows athletes to reveal the journey surrounding it. One of the biggest changes retirement brings is freedom. Elite athletes spend much of their careers following schedules created by coaches, federations, medical teams, and competition calendars. There are rules about media appearances, rules about sponsorship commitments, rules about training priorities. Even vacations must often fit around preparation for the next event. Retirement changes that equation. For the first time in many years, athletes decide exactly how they want to tell their own story. Rather than speaking through short television interviews or carefully timed press conferences, they can communicate directly with supporters. YouTube offers something traditional media rarely can: time. Instead of answering questions for 2 or 3 minutes, creators can spend 20 minutes talking naturally. Instead of being introduced by a television host, they control every part of the presentation themselves. That freedom creates a different relationship between public figures and audiences. Fans begin to know the people behind the medals. Watching Rikuryu interact away from competition also highlights something longtime supporters already understood. Their partnership has always been built on trust. Pair skating demands extraordinary communication. Every lift requires precision. Every throw jump depends on complete confidence. Every twist demands perfect timing. Even a small misunderstanding can completely change the outcome of a program. Years of training together create habits that become almost instinctive. That connection doesn't disappear after retirement. If anything, relaxed conversations often reveal it even more clearly. Without judges watching, without scores being announced, without championship pressure, viewers can simply watch two longtime partners enjoying the next stage of life. Another interesting aspect of athlete-created content is authenticity. Sports broadcasts naturally focus on results. Who won? Who lost? Who landed difficult elements? Those stories are important, but they rarely capture everyday personalities. YouTube changes the perspective. Instead of dramatic music and slow-motion replays, audiences may see grocery shopping, casual meals, travel, preparation for ice shows, or conversations that never would have appeared on television. These ordinary moments often become surprisingly meaningful. They remind fans that even Olympic champions have routines, hobbies, and personalities beyond competition. Ironically, becoming more ordinary can make athletes even more inspiring. For figure skating itself, channels like this may serve another purpose. Pair skating remains one of the sport's most technically demanding disciplines. Many casual viewers know singles skating far better than pairs. Behind every successful performance are years of learning lifts, throws, synchronized jumps, and difficult transitions. Showing those realities through informal videos may help audiences appreciate just how much work happens long before competition day. Education doesn't always require classrooms. Sometimes it begins with curiosity. A simple behind-the-scenes video can help new fans understand why pair. Skating deserves greater recognition. Another reason athlete YouTube channels continue growing in popularity is accessibility. In previous generations, fans often waited months between interviews. Information appeared through magazines or television specials. Today, audiences expect regular updates, not because they demand constant entertainment, but because digital communication has become part of everyday life. Athletes who choose to participate gain an opportunity to remain connected even when competitions end. That ongoing relationship may become one of retirement's greatest advantages. Support built during athletic careers doesn't have to disappear. It simply changes form. Of course, retirement also brings challenges. Many elite athletes spend decades defining themselves through competition. Training schedules provide structure. Championships create clear goals. Every season has direction. When that chapter closes, a natural question appears. What comes next? For some, coaching becomes the answer. Others pursue broadcasting. Some enter business. Others return to school. Creating online content represents another possibility. It combines storytelling, education, and community building into a platform athletes completely control. Rather than leaving the sport behind, they continue contributing in a different way. Perhaps the most fascinating aspect of Rikuryu's transition is that their greatest strength remains exactly the same. Teamwork. Competitive success required cooperation. Building an online community also requires cooperation. Planning ideas, filming videos, editing content, responding to viewers, preparing future projects. These may seem very different from skating competitions, yet they depend upon many of the same qualities. Communication, patience, consistency, mutual respect. Those strengths don't disappear with retirement. They simply find new applications. Fans also play an important role in this transformation. During competitive careers, supporters cheer performances. After retirement, they become participants in conversations. Comments, questions, suggestions, and encouragement create a more interactive experience than traditional sports coverage ever allowed. That dialogue benefits everyone. Fans feel closer to athletes they've admired for years. Athletes better understand what supporters find meaningful. Instead of one-way communication, the relationship becomes ongoing. It's also worth remembering that today's young skaters are growing up in a completely different media environment. Many discover sports through online videos before they ever watch a live competition. Seeing respected Olympic champions share their experiences online may encourage future athletes to dream bigger, not only about winning medals, but about sharing knowledge, supporting communities, helping the next generation. Success becomes something passed forward. Another observation concerns legacy. Medals are permanent. Records remain in history books. Championship titles are remembered forever. Yet memories can slowly fade for audiences who weren't there to witness them. Digital storytelling preserves those experiences in a different way. Future skating fans may discover Rikuryu through videos rather than competition broadcasts. They'll hear stories directly from the athletes themselves. That creates a legacy built not only on performances, but also on personal connection. There's also something refreshing about seeing champions laugh together without the enormous weight of expectation. Competition inevitably creates stress. Every mistake matters. Every score feels significant. Outside that environment, personalities naturally become more relaxed. Humor appears more often. Conversations become spontaneous. Moments don't need perfect choreography. Ironically, those unscripted interactions often become fans' favorite memories, because authenticity creates emotional connection. Of course, none of this suggests that YouTube replaces competition. Nothing can recreate the excitement of Olympic performances or world championships. Instead, it complements those achievements. Competition showed what Rikuryu accomplished. Online content can help explain who they are. Those are different stories. Both deserve to be told. As more athletes embrace digital platforms, we're witnessing a broader shift in sports culture. Careers no longer end with retirement ceremonies. Instead, athletes often begin second careers built around communication. They become storytellers, educators, mentors, creators. Their influence expands beyond competition results. For fans, this means continued inspiration long after medals have been awarded. Looking ahead, it's impossible to know exactly where Rikuryu's YouTube journey will lead. Perhaps they'll document preparations for future ice shows. Maybe they'll share memories from competitions. Perhaps they'll answer fan questions, travel together, collaborate with fellow skaters, or simply continue showing everyday life one video at a time. Whatever direction the channel takes, the important point isn't the format. It's the connection. People who admired them during competitions now have another way to remain part of their journey. Ultimately, the significance of Rikuryu starting YouTube may not lie in a single explanation or one defining reason. Instead, it reflects a larger transition experienced by many modern athletes, from performing for audiences to speaking directly with them, from chasing medals to sharing experiences, from living almost entirely inside the world of elite sport to inviting supporters into everyday life. That transformation is worth paying attention to, because while Olympic gold represents the highest achievement in competition, communication creates something equally lasting: trust, community, shared memories. Those qualities don't appear on scoreboards. They can't be measured by judges, yet they often become the strongest bond between athletes and fans. Riku Miura and Ryuichi Kihara built their reputation through extraordinary performances on the ice. Now, with cameras recording conversations instead of competitions, they have an opportunity to build something different. A lasting connection that extends well beyond medals and championships. Their competitive story inspired millions. Their next chapter may inspire people in an entirely new way. And perhaps that's what makes this journey so fascinating. Not because it replaces everything that came before, but because it proves that some stories don't truly end when the music stops. Sometimes, that's exactly when the next chapter begins. That's exactly when the next chapter begins.